Engineer 775, back in a familiar location. We're back at our very first Atlas shelter install location, and what are we doing? Well, the customer wants us to upgrade the inverter. There's been absolutely nothing wrong with this Sol-Ark inverter. This is an 8K, the non-battery breaker, one of the first versions, and it has the first version known as the green board version. And he wants the latest greatest, so we're not going to argue with him. We're swapping it out, putting a 12K blue board version in. And on some of these 8Ks, you had a green board, which on some loads it had some struggle. And what I mean by that, when this load breaker would try to run a hair dryer, heat gun, a load that seemingly acted like a DC load directly to that breaker, it wouldn't run it. And so he wants that rectified, and so that's what we're doing. We're putting the new inverters handle that. Sol-Ark solution was to supply a transformer, and because it's a transformerless inverter, that was the problem. But they got creative and came up with a solution without having to need an external transformer, and the 12K solved that. But anyway, I've been monitoring this system with a Fortress 18 kilovolt battery for about a year now. We're here a year later, and everything's in great shape in the shelter. I might give you a tour later, or maybe not. The customer might not want me to give you a tour. But what we're going to do is be swapping it out and putting in the latest, greatest inverter. So Abe is disassembling everything now, hopefully keeping track of everything. The knockouts are different, so we're kind of labeled stuff. So in terms of where load, grid, and generator, they kind of reverse the knockouts. The case is a little more robust, a little thicker, but we should be able to fit it in the same footprint. And we've got the battery off. And so we're just got our flashlights again, and we'll swap this inverter out and we'll get back to you. We're gonna have to update the programming and program the battery specifications into the inverter, make sure the Wi-Fi dongle is working, and that I can start monitoring the new inverter. But that's all we're changing on this. It's an inverter swap. Okay, one inverter gone and the next one in. Because they have the same bracket, we don't have to reattach. Unveiling of the new. There she is. And now we're gonna hang it on here and attach the bottom and see if we can hook her back up. All right, well that didn't take too long. We are reconnected to the Fortress eVault, bringing down 4 kilowatts. We're charging the battery, we're running the load in the shelter, and putting in 62 amps in that battery. Well, that's beautiful. All right, we've got to do some tweaks here with getting some more air into the gen pod. We got an inline blower, and we're gonna see if we're gonna fire this thing up here once we get the inverter all squared away and tested, and make sure we can charge batteries off of the little gen set. Okay, but the swap out from the 8K to the 12K went well. Bracket's a little bit lower, but it's more centered on the wall. It's a little bit low, but just notice if you ever got into this bracket, and I didn't want to get this bulkhead here, and it was already nicely mounted, so I just didn't want to change that bracket location. So that's it. So we're back up and running with the 12K and the Fortress. And it's nice to see the manual nicely updated to reflect even this battery in it. So that was cool. Good job, Sol-Ark. Really appreciate those folks making an awesome product, and they keep making improvements to it. So this is an EMP hardened version. This is the 12K, which is the indoor, outdoor rated case, indoor, outdoor. And then all the disconnect, PV disconnect, and the Wi-Fi dongle are on the left side. So that's a new design. So we will be making templates for knockouts for wire-in troughs. We're making a new template on SketchUp. We'll have that available soon. And that's it. So you can see lights are on. The only way lights are on is if this thing's working. So it'll be hopefully it will be as reliable as even the last one I put in here. But this one has the ability to handle those funky loads. Got a cool little ice maker here. This is again another way to make ice on solar. This is down in the Atlas shelter. We've got we got everything down here. So it's about to release the ice. There it is, first batch of ice. It's filling up another bunch of cubes. This is so awesome. Pretty cool. Ice in the bunker.